Hello everyone, my name is Amanda Waldhart and you are here with Amanda'sInspirationStation.com. I have 3 cards here today that I want to share with all of you. I really like how they turned out. I love the whole black and white, then with the splash of the designer series paper. Now, the stamp set that I'm using today are Treasures of Life. I think it's so cute. And I honestly, I kind of think of my mom with this because I'm like, this would be a stamp set would be perfect for her because she has grandchildren. But the truth is really this could be a mother and a child, and this could be a father and a child, and same with this. So yes, it has grandchildren sentiments in it, but you really could do it and use it for anything. So we're going to use this today. And the designer series paper that I actually chose was a designer series paper that I had lots of leftover from our celebrations this last January and February. It's called Field of Flowers. I really liked it with this. And you know, if you have it, what a great paper to pull out and use. Granted, you can use whatever paper or designer series paper that you want. We no longer are in celebration, so you will not be able to get this. But if you have it at home, pull it out and cut it out and make up some of these cards if you like them. If not, again, you can use whatever designer series paper you want. Now, the dies that I chose were from Hippo and Friends. I did not use the stamp set, only the dies. I really like the dies. So for this card here, I used the largest and the second largest of this particular die. For this one here, I did the second or the largest and the second largest for this die. And then for this one here, I did the second largest and a 2-inch circle punch. Now, the 2-inch circle punch is leaving. It is on the retired list. So if that's something that you want to grab, now would be the time. I also am using the triple banner punch for putting in these little notches for the banner. This is also on the retired list. So they are while supplies last. If it's something that you want, I would go grab it. And you can shop right at Amanda'sInspirationStation.com. If you use this hostess code in the month of April and you spend $50 before shipping and tax, I will send you a free Simply Shammy at the end of the month. That is an $8 value. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I am going to tell you we are going to use Memento ink. So we're going to use some Memento ink. And we're also going to use some of these matte black dots. So we're going to use some of those. And then we have some Baker's Twine, the black and white from the Playful Pets. I have a few already like done up with the bows, so we're just going to go ahead and use those instead of me using my bow maker. So we're going to do that. And it looks like I'm going to need another package of these black mats. So I'm going to get out this. This is where I have like all my current. This is how I store. We don't carry the big thick cases anymore. We do carry the smaller ones. But this is how I hold my current stuff. But then I have my smaller ones that have like colored rhinestones, basic rhinestones, pearls, all kinds of fun stuff. All right, so let's get that out and let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with this one first. So I'm going to set these two aside and we'll go ahead and get started with this one. So I am using the basic white cardstock, the thick. And it measures at 5.5 by 8.5. Now, if you want to score it here, you can, and that would be scored at 4.25. I'm just folding mine and kind of giving it a pinch here. And then I'm going to use my bone folder to varnish in the creases here. And we're just going to go like that. All right. Now, before I do anything, I'm going to stamp this image. And so I'm going to get this out. I'm going to get my Memento ink out. And I'm just going to stamp up this image. Now we are stamping it right on the card. So unfortunately, It's not going to be one of those where if you mess up, you can just flip the piece of paper over and reuse it, because that's not going to be able to work. So I'm just going to stamp it in the bottom corner here, just like that. Turned out adorable. And then let's go ahead and we'll stamp the image here too. And I did use the image that says grandchildren are the treasure. Let me see here. I got to find it. Grandchildren are the treasure of a long life. But there are other ones that you can do. You can do congratulations on your newest little treasure. The joy of grandchildren is measured by the heart. Again, you could always pick another stamp set too that has maybe some different sentiments that you would prefer. I see a smudge already on that side, so we're going to flip that over and we're going to do like that. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to attach this with my Stampin' Seal, and I'm going to attach it flat onto the black piece. And I'm going to set that aside for right now. Now I have these 3 pieces that I cut. And these 3 pieces here measure all at 1 inch by 4. But I'm going to make them a little bit different lengths. So yes, I did cut them at that. And I'm just going to kind of go ahead and I'm going to cut in the notch here. We'll just do that part. And basically what I'm going to do, I mean, you could cut them differently, of course. I'm going to leave this one this length. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal, and I'm going to go all the way over to the edge and do that. And then I do want this one to be a little bit shorter. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to actually put it up a little bit shorter and do it like that. And then I want this one to be even shorter. So I'm not putting the adhesive all over. I'm just kind of putting it at the end, and I'm going to do that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip this over. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim it off. Now you could cut them shorter. That's probably the easiest. These were just, I probably had them as scraps and they were just easy for me to grab and cut all at the same time. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now I'm going to use my dimensionals here, and I'm going to pop them up. And I'm going to place this over like this. And I'm going to, oh, I got that crooked. Let's change that, you guys. I don't want no crooked. No crooked, no crooked. All right, hold on. And it looks like I could have actually brought this down a little bit lower. It's kind of, can't really see it like that. But you know what? We win some, we lose some, right? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a little dot. Well, I'm going to take the bigger ones and I'm going to put one on each side like that. And then I already have my bows already tied. And I'm just going to use a glue dot. And I'm going to place that right there. So there's that one. Okay. Cute. All right, let's move on to the second one. Let's do the one here with the hands. So I'm, again, 5.5 by 8.5 card base. I'm going to use my bone folder to varnish in the creases. Otherwise, you can score it again, 4 1/4. Now, these pieces measure at 4 by 1 1/4, and I'm literally going to, what I like to call, this is where I like, some people call it paper piercing. I like to call it my Mod Podge. And when I say that, it means I just take a bunch of pieces that I've cut of designer series paper, and I'm literally just kind of placing them wherever. Now, this one here, clearly I placed that one underneath the first time, but you know what? This time I'm not going to, because it doesn't matter. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to stamp this image here, and this image is the hands of the adult holding the little child's hand with a little heart in it that says, I love you. So cute. So we're going to go ahead and ink that up. And you know what? I am going to grab a piece of grid paper here. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. I'll just grab some of my Stamparatus grid paper. I love this stuff. Because you are going to stamp, it is going to stamp over the 2-inch circle punch. And I don't want it to get on my black mat. It does wash off my black mat, but then I'll rub it and I'll get it all over my fingers, and then I'll get it on my card, and we don't want that. All right, so now I'm just, again, attaching this flat, and I'm going to use my dimensionals to pop it up. And we'll just do this. And then I'm going to place this over here like that. I'm going to use 2 of the matte black dots down in the corner here. I'm just giving it a little extra something. And then, of course, I'm going to use another one of my little bows. And I'm going to do this. Now, if you don't have the baker's twine from the pet thing, because that's where this black and white twine is from. It comes in a combo pack with red ribbon too. It's like red and white ribbon. You can always use whatever twine or baker's twine or whatever you have. Okay, so all right, we're going to go ahead, and there's that one. Easy peasy. And now we just have one left. So again, cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5. Score at 4 1/4 or varnish, whatever you want to do. Now these pieces all are 2 by 3s. And the reason why I like to cut them 2 by 3s is actually sometimes when your designer series paper comes 6 by 6, 6 by 6, if you cut it right down the middle at 3, and then you turn around and you turn it and you cut it at 2, you're getting 6 of these out of one sheet. And I like that. I like to get every single piece out of that designer series paper that I can. So if it's a paper stack that's 6 by 6, that's a great way to cut it, is doing it by 3 by 2. All right, so let's go ahead and now stamp this image. We're going to get the grandma and the baby, or the mom and the baby, or the aunt and the baby, whoever and the baby. All right, and we're going to stamp like that. Again, we're going to attach this flat. And we're going to, and then flip it over, because we're going to pop it up. And we'll do that. See, these cards are easy. They're just, I love the whole black and white images. That's kind of right up my alley. I also love black and white cards. I love black and white cards with splashes of color. It's kind of, okay, my paper snips are a little dull, so they're cutting this twine pretty dull. All right, so there's that. So now I have just one more on this little piece here, and we'll do that, and then we'll get out the new ones over here, because I am going to do 2. All right, that was pretty simple, wasn't it? Wasn't too bad. Cutting the paper is pretty simple. You just have to die cut a few images, and then we stamped. We didn't even color. We left them all black and white, and they turned out great. I love them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're watching me on YouTube, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. Just click that red subscribe button. And you can also follow me at my blog or my mailing list for all Stampin' Up! News, classes, events, clubs I host, all kinds of fun stuff. So if you go to amandasinspirationstation.com, just put in your email right there and you can follow me through your mail, through the mailing. And don't forget, free Simple Shammy this month. I will mail them out free at the end of the month to you with a $50 purchase before shipping and tax. All right, you guys have a great rest of your week. Bye.